let's talk about sponsored shooters, what that means, what people get out of it, because it's good fodder for conversation. And I think most people have some real misconceptions about the economic incentives as far as competitive shooting. Yeah, let's talk about it. All right, so question here. Can a top competitor, such as Casey Eusebio or Christian Seiler, make a decent living from their sponsors? Now, before we discuss it, I'll just say no. No, they can't. Not really. So, what I'll say this is like being a pro shooter is not really a thing. It's sort of a thing in theory for a very small number of people. We're talking like 5 or 10. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, your whole job is shooting and competing. You don't have substantial other duties placed on you aside from like attending maybe a few trade shows or a few marketing things, maybe producing some social media stuff to promote what you're doing. Where it's like the main bulk of what you do is shooting, and then you are supported enough that you get a salary that you can live on, and you get like guns and ammo, and you just shoot, and you like that is your business, and you focus on that. That's not really a thing. Again, there's a very small number of people in that situation, but for the most part, the people that you would think of as pro shooters like have some other job. Typically, it's inside of the firearms industry. So, and like a good deal, as far as what you'd think of as a pro shooter, a good deal is you work for a company. They make it easy for you to shoot. So like accommodate you as far as the timeline that you need to get to and from matches. You're getting your travel paid, you're getting ammo, all that stuff. They're making it easy for you and paying you a salary. But then when you're not doing that stuff, you have a bunch of duties at work. So let's say it might be a guy, I don't know, that works at a gun company. So let's say you work, I don't want to name companies, but let's say you work at a company that sells guns. You have a 40-hour week thing in an office, and then on your own time, you go shoot and train, and then they'll like make it easy for you to go attend matches, maybe pay your travel and stuff like that. That is typically what a pro shooter thing looks like. Now, as far as just getting sponsors, typically when you get a sponsorship is just going to consist of product. Like whatever the company sells, if you see somebody who's sponsored by that product or they're sponsored by that company, they're typically just being given the product itself. Now, it's not that that's a bad thing, but if you think about it, that's not going to be that much as far as all of the things, the whole picture financially of what you need to do what you're doing. Like some company giving you a couple of guns, let's say, like, oh, I'm sponsored by, I don't know, let's say Atlas. You're sponsored by Atlas, and they give you a gun or two. That's what you get. I mean, I don't know specifically what the Atlas. This is why I shouldn't have mentioned a company. Fuck. Like I don't know specifically what their deal is over there, but I suspect the guys on their team. They're given equipment, and probably that's it. Like probably not much else. I mean, again, that's pretty normal, and that's pretty much the way it is. Most of these people, as sponsored shooters or whatever, they have other jobs. Like they're not. It's not like they're just getting paid to shoot, or their sponsors give them enough to do whatever. Like for me, like I've never been a pro shooter. I was sponsored and on a team at one point, but it was a gun I wanted to shoot anyway. Being on the team was the easiest way to get it. And then they helped me a little bit with what I was doing, but I had to work on my own. I mean, I'm doing my whole deal myself in order to actually make money and live. Like nobody's paying for all that shit. I have to go work and pay for it. Um, let's see. Yeah. And then as far as product, and especially when it starts being cash money, that almost always is going to come with a bunch of strings attached to it. So, for example, one of my friends was sponsored by an ammo company and I just read through the contract they signed. It was like pages and pages long. I'm looking at the social media policy like, whoa. Like I could never sign this. I could never do it because I'd be smoked instantly, right? And it's not that the amount of stuff they were getting was nothing. They were getting a substantial amount of ammo, like I don't know, 20,000 rounds a year, which is substantial. But then if you look at all the controls put in place in order to get that, I mean, for for what I would do now, it's like it would make it impossible because you can't do what you want when you have a deal like that. Uh, yeah, so it's just I guess the best way to put it is being a pro shooter is it's not really a thing. Uh, all these people are working and doing other things. The sponsorship thing is as far as them paying for stuff or paying for your life, it's like that's not really real. Usually people are just getting sponsored with product. Um, and people like especially in the competition shooting space, like most of the high level guys don't really talk about this kind of stuff because well, it's not the image that people want to portray. It's just not. Everybody wants to kind of suck you into the bluff that being a pro shooter is a real thing when it's it's a tiny number of people that have a deal like that where it's like, okay, you get guns and ammo and $100,000 a year, and we'll pay all your travel and all your bullshit, and you don't really have to worry about working or doing other things, and we're not going to put a lot of demands on you either. So it's like your time can actually be spent focused on shooting and training and doing all that. It's not a thing.